What up, YouTube? I've been slacking a little bit on my videos. I was trying to get them out daily, step my game up, but you know, stuff happens, man. I've been busy putting in work, but as I promised, in this video we're going to talk about the best book when you want to get started in investing in real estate. So now, where am I? You guys have seen me at the crib, seen me at the house, but you haven't seen me at work. So this is what it looks like where I work, where I get in, you know, what I really do. I gotta clean up my sign there, but I don't drive the Lambo to work. I'm driving the Corolla. Corolla's doing me right. I got some stories to tell about the Lambo, but we working on that. Yeah, this is my office. That's it. This is real. Like, I don't, you know, I talk about real estate a lot because that's what I do, but my order of business is right there. That's my baby. That's my passion. That's my golden goose. That's my blessing. Is my website. But the real estate has been good to me as well. So when I did well with this business here, I started investing in real estate. So, and an update, if you guys saw that review I did on the Corolla right there, I got this car as a sort of a care for my daughter. One day she could have it. She does things right. She's in high school right now, learn how to drive. But look what we got here. Shout out to my aunt. She gave us this Camry that we're going to use to teach my daughter how to drive till she gets good and she can show that she's not going to run out and wreck or do anything irresponsible. Shout out to all those Camry owners out there. I know it's a popular car. But anyway, let's go inside. Let's go inside and check out what the workplace. We'll do a quick walkthrough. Do something interesting, you know. We're gonna get into the book, so stay tuned for that. But let me show y'all something else, you know. Let me show you guys what we got going on here. So it's after work right now, so we only got a couple of people supposedly putting in hard work. These are some of the magazines that we put out. So we got the showcase for you know, some of the magazines that I put out with the website. This is our conference room. This is where we got the projector up there, so when we do presentations, we can put them on this wall. A little dark in here, but there we go. I'll be doing some videos in here as well. So this is the conference room. Check it out. You guys want to have a meeting? We can meet up here. We got some people putting in work. Oh, what is he working on? A video game? Oh, okay. He's working on video games. Hopefully I get some royalties from that. What's he working on? Beats? What's that red thing right there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was supposed to lose some.
This dude over here playing, watching Mayweather. He's watching Mayweather videos. All right, check it out. We got somebody puts in work here, you know. We got people in here trying to do some real work. We don't know what they're doing over there. Looks like they're playing around. This is shout out to D Meezy. You want to see a throwback of me right there? That's me and my brother right there. Old school, old school. Mad old school. Y'all gonna be laughing at me. But let's check out the kitchen. And we got all kind of stuff in here. We got some old magazines. We've got, you know, the kitchen set up. Typical office kitchen setup. But we got a whole upstairs, but that's not finished yet, so we're not gonna go up there. But you know, this is where we put in the daily. We turn out, save some energy, and then I'll show you guys my spot. You guys probably seen it before if you've seen some of my videos. But you know, so this is what I do. Where I do it, right in the front. I want to have a window, so you know, this is where we do it. So right about now, let's get into the best book for investing in real estate. A little update. Well, I'll give you guys the update in another video because you're gonna find out tomorrow. Cause we're doing. Some of you will know what I'm talking about when you look at my garage. But a little update is coming tomorrow on that. But first things first, first order of business. We got some daylight, so it's getting dark. But I wanted to just take a walk and talk to you guys about the context of this book that we're going to talk about tonight. So, if you looked at some of my other videos, I talk about how I got into real estate investing, why I sort of got in by accident. I had a condo that I wanted to sell, but the market was low in like 2010. And so I decided to try renting it. And I figured the profit from my rent would help me pay for the taxes on the house where I live now, because I didn't want to pay so much taxes. But anyway, it worked out. But I was a little bit intimidated by being a landlord for the first time, and renting a place for the first time and not knowing how that was going to work. So I got a property management company. They rented out my condo, but at the same time, all the other property was cheap, in that neighborhood where I was living. So I saw it was an opportunity. I saw it as an opportunity. My condo was worth $140 when I bought it 2 years earlier, and then at the time that I wanted to sell it, it was worth $90. So I started thinking to myself, well, if mine is worth $90, and to me it was worth $140, but maybe these other houses that are around in that neighborhood where that condo was, maybe they're low as well. And so I started getting interested in investing in real estate. So what do you do when you're interested in investing or spending money on something, or, spending time, energy, and money on something? You study. You study it. And I know that from running a business. I run a .com. And every time me and my buddies, who used to also have a .com with me, we used to come up with ideas all the time. Every time we had an idea, we would research it. We would get online and we would find out if anybody else is doing it, and if they are doing it, to what level are they doing it, and all of that. So when I started thinking about real estate, the question was, how do I do this? How do I start buying up real estate? What do I need to learn about it? All of that. Let's say what's up to my neighbors. So I studied up. Oh, this is one of my neighbors I know. I'm gonna have to take a pause on this one. But I studied up. And say what's up to YouTube. Yeah, man. He's cool. Shout out to him. Normally I'm the only one out here taking a walk this time of night, or this time of evening. But where was I? Okay. So you start studying up. When you know you're going to do something, you're going to invest time and energy, you got to study. I was interested in doing real estate. So I said, okay, I don't know a whole lot about real estate at this point. I bought my first house and I still had it, but I had some family there. I bought my condo. I wanted to sell it, but the market was down. I moved into my new house. Matter of fact, at the end of this walk, I'll show you the house that I moved into before I built the current house where I'm at. And I wanted to figure out how to get into the market while the market was low. I mean, I knew that much. I knew it was a good time to get into real estate. So I studied up. That's the context from which I'm coming to talk to you about this book. I discovered this book through my research, trying to figure out the best, books for investing in real estate. And I must say, once I got this book, I was enlightened. I read the book about 20 times. And when I say read the book, I actually bought it on my iPhone as an audio book. And I must have listened to it at least 20 times, probably more. I used to turn it on in the car. I used to hook up my phone to inside my car, and I used to play the video, or play the I used to play the iTunes, music over and over again until everything sunk in, and I got more and more comfortable with real estate. So I had to take a little hiatus there. We're gonna finish up the walk now. But anyway, I used to listen to this audio book time after time while I was in the car. I must have listened to it 20 times. And it's a great book, but what it did is it got me more and more comfortable with the idea of investing in real estate, and it gave me enough level of detail to actually get started and start making moves and feeling comfortable about it. it was almost like the narrative when they read the audiobook to you, it's almost like it was as if it was your dad or a family member, or uncle or somebody talking to you about what you should do if you really want to make serious money. And for me, it just sunk in, and that's why I'm recommending this book to you. My favorite book of all time, actually. And let's get to it. But first, I'm gonna show you the house that I moved into. Hey, let me show you guys why I moved over here. Check out this. This is tight to me. Got the little gazebo in the middle of the neighborhood. They planted some nice trees. I like this spot. It's pretty dope. And believe it or not, it all worked out because when I got involved investing in real estate when the market was down, that's when I bought my house here. I actually built my house here when the market was down, so I got the best price. Like, I got the best price on my house probably out of everybody here. See what I'm saying? All right, so we're almost back home after a little walk here. So, the house that I wanted to move into, that I actually built from the ground up in this neighborhood, I'm gonna show you. It's right here. That's it. This beige house with the brown shutters. And then I moved over to a ranch style house, which I like a little bit better, or a lot more actually. I just didn't need all that space in a big house. But yeah, used to live there, moved here. All right, back at the crib. And so let's get right to it. What is this book that I recommend that you read as a first step to starting to invest in real estate? It's right here. I actually went to Barnes & Noble and bought a copy because I had about 10 to 15 copies of the book, and I gave them all away to my friends. And that's no joke. After I listened to the book on audio, I was so impressed by the book that I bought 10 to 20 copies of it, and I gave them all away to anybody that asked me about real estate, because I knew that I was getting ready to make some money with real estate. And this was when I first got started. Here's the book right here. The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. And now this book comes in a series. It's written by Gary Keller. And I got it, like I said, I originally got it on audiobook through iTunes, Audibles. And for me that works out because I'm in the car a lot, driving around, road trips and all that kind of stuff. It's perfect to just download the book to iTunes and listen to it when you're in the car. And just consider it feeding yourself. Consider it an investment in yourself. That's my recommended way. Now, other people are more visual and they like to just pick up a book and read. To be honest with you, I never picked up this book and read it from end to end. Now, I have picked up the book because they have charts and diagrams in the book that can be useful. But I listened to it on audio and I made sure I had a copy. But I gave all mine away, so I went out and bought another one at Barnes & Noble. Now, that's not really a plug for Barnes & Noble because you can order it online, and I'll actually give you, I did some research to find the cheapest place to buy this book online if you want a hard copy. And so I bought mine on Barnes & Noble online. But if you go to Barnes & Noble, they have like a book, what do you call it, like a sort of like a buy and trade book situation. I have a picture of it, so I'll show it. So let's take a pause and I'll show that right here. I'll do the editing. There you go. So you can buy it there online. You can buy it on Amazon. I'll put a link to my Amazon affiliate program where you can buy the book, and that'll give me credit for it if you want to be nice. But then you can also download it on iTunes, that's the way it worked best for me. Because like I said, I listened to this book about 20 times. And there's a bunch of other places wherever you can buy books. This was a top, like a bestseller, New York Times bestseller. So when I did my research to figure out how I was going to learn about investing in real estate, this is what I started with. And I read other books too, but this is the best one because this is going to give you. It's not so detailed where it'll lose you, like putting you in a calculus class when you only went to algebra or something like that. It's not like that. It does get into enough level of detail, however, so that you can know what you're dealing with. Like if you want to do flips, it talks about flips. If you want to do rentals, buying and holding, it talks about that. And that is actually what this is. Like the recommendation is that's the best strategy to buy and hold as rentals, because you have so many options. Like they say, real estate is the most able investment because you can put your money there and do so many things with that property while your money is protected, in that investment. So anyway, this talks about, man, everything at the right level of detail. Some people will say it's not detailed enough, but I just totally disagree. It's detailed enough. And it gives you some really good examples of real people that they interviewed that are success stories in real estate. And it talks about people that came from having nothing to having, hundreds of properties or, 30 properties or whatever it took. Now, me personally, I've done about 35 to 40 real estate transactions, either buying and holding and renting or doing flips. But at this current point in time, I have about 23 properties. And in another video very soon, when the weather's nice, a lot of people were asking me to do a review of my S1000R BMW motorcycle. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys the motorcycle, and then we'll do a tour, and I'll show you the 20 properties that I have rented and the 3 properties that I still hold for my own use. One being my current house, which is an investment, my office building, which is an investment, which I have interesting news to tell you about that and the Huracan project. But then also the house, my very first house, where I still have some family living there in that house. So anyway, this is the book I recommend. Now, if you want to talk to me about being a mentor, or you want to talk to me about picking my brain for something, listen, the first thing you need to do is do your research, is put your time in, like pay your dues, read a book, get on the same level as me. Like when I first started, this was my mentor. This was my mentor. And if you don't like to read, like I don't like to pick up the book and look at pages because I get sleepy. You know what I'm saying? I start falling asleep. If I read 3 of these pages, I'm gonna be daydreaming about some stuff or something. But when I'm listening to something, I digest it. So I got the audio book. So if you don't want to read the book and you know you won't, get the audio book. Simple as that. It's only gonna cost you $10 or something like that. It's not expensive. So then you read this book. Then you can start asking me questions about the stuff that you're reading in the book, and then I can use my experience in real life so to save you, any risk. I can tell you my stories, and you can ask me questions about things that either things that I'm talking about in my videos, or things that you might have read in the book that you have questions about, and I can just tell you my real world experiences with it. Because like I said, this was my mentor right here. I had a buddy that I went to high school with who was in the game, and he put me on to getting money from local banks when the big banks would not give me money, because at that point in time they were kind of squeezing up the economy. So I got with some local banks, and that's how I figured out how to get some money to do some of my deals. But anyway, so this is the book. Now if you got what you needed to get out of the video about the Millionaire Real Estate Investor, you can get it on audio, or you can get the hard copy. If that's all you wanted to know, then you can break camp right now. But what I want to do for those who are interested, who maybe are not sure about investing in a book, I'm going to take another 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get in. But I want to just go through the content of the book so you know what's in it. And then, to give you, it should get you excited because, like I said, it goes into the right level of detail. So let's talk about the contents of the book. So the first section of the book is called Charting the Course. There's an introduction, which is great. I listened to it on audio, and he talks about how his son was, wanted some quick money, and he as a father he wanted to teach his son some values and that kind of thing. And he talks about his story with that and how he kind of came up with the idea of writing a book, and how he took his own adventure into investing in real estate, and he became a millionaire real estate investor. And so if you're wondering if I have become a millionaire real estate investor from reading this book, let me put it to you like this: I own 23 properties, and in Columbus, Ohio, and the market is hot. The cheapest property that I bought was about $25,000, and the most expensive property would probably be the house that I'm in right now. And all of that property is, a lot of that property is more than doubled in value. So I'm good. I'm good. Let me just put it to you like that. I don't like talking about my own finances, but trust me, it's legit. Just trust me on that. All right, so we got the introduction, the overview, and I'll just go briefly read through it. Champions take the luck out of the game. Big models, big goals, big success. So basically saying, talking about if you want to make real money, you got to have a big plan. Little plans make little money, big plans make big money. He talks about a $100,000 deal that got away where somebody presented a real estate investment opportunity to him in Florida, and he passed up on it because he was skeptical, and they were, the realtor was telling him it was a good deal. He didn't do his research fast enough. By the time he called the realtor back, the deal sold, and they flipped the property on paper without even doing any work to it. They bought the house, turned around and sold it for like $100,000 profit. So he's got some real good stories in here that just make you think. And I'll be telling you, some of my stories on my channel. So do subscribe if you haven't already. He talks about how he got a mentor, and he used to have lunch with his mentor and what they would go over. He talks about the 3 areas of focus for the millionaire real estate investor. What you buy, the terms at which you buy it, like basically how much you get it for, so it makes sense. How to build your network so that it helps you. 4 stages of growth on the path to $1 million investment portfolio. And then some steps for moving forward. Then he talks about myths and people's misunderstanding of things, and how, some philosophy on how other people can say things that will discourage you from following your dreams, and how you have to just, put that stuff aside and go for what you want. So he talks about the 8 misunderstandings between you and financial wealth. The big 3 misunderstandings about the way you look at yourself as an investor. That you don't need to be an investor, or 2, that your job will take care of your financial wealth. That you don't need or want to be financially wealthy, that you're happy with what you have, because that's really not enough. And then number 3, it doesn't matter if I want or need it, I just can't do it. You can't think like that. So this book is motivational. So not only is it preparing you for the nitty gritty of the real estate, it's getting your mind to think correctly so that you can do it. And then it just looks at investing, in general, not just real estate, but it says, the myth number 1 is that it's complicated. Myth number 2 is that the best investments require knowledge most people don't have. That's a myth. Myth number 3 is investing is risky, or that you'll lose all your money. That's a myth. Myth number 4 is successful investors are able to time the market. That's a myth. Myth number 5 is all the good investments are taken. That's a myth. The law of momentum, compounding your success, it talks about, and then it does an overview of points to remember for that chapter. And then part 2 talks about 4 stages. Think like a millionaire, then buy like a millionaire. And it gets into super detail, and I don't want to take too long on this. But then after you buy like a millionaire, then as time passes, you own like a millionaire, and then you receive like a millionaire. So it just steps you through and gets your mindset right. Like I said, for me, it's at the right level of detail, and I argue with anybody that says that it's not, especially for a beginning investor. Now, if you're an experienced investor and you've done a bunch of deals and you're looking for the next level or whatever, then okay, maybe you could look for other books. But this is you gotta have this in your repertoire. And then part 3 of the book is staying on top. So putting it all together, never taking your eye off the ball. Anyone can do it, but not everyone will. a financial track to run on. So establishing your whole business, and then getting the money to flowing. So that's really a kind of skip through approach to what's in the book. But I wanted to give you some meat on the nitty gritty. But yeah, so that's the best book you can buy if you're starting out thinking about investing in real estate. Don't play yourself. So don't buy the book and then don't read it, or don't buy the audio and then don't listen to it. You're playing yourself. Like, a lot of people wonder why I'm having success in real estate, and wonder why maybe they haven't, or wonder why they're scared or anything like that. Have you done your research? Like, have you really done your research? Seriously. So, because once you have done it, you'll have the confidence that you need to really get it cracking. That's my 2 cents on it. So there you have it. The best book that I recommend for investing in real estate is The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. This is Will Moss. Please subscribe. That helps my channel grow. Please like this. That also helps my channel grow. And please share it if you think there was something of value in this video. I'm not trying to sell anything. A lot of people say I'm a fraud because they see me driving in a Lamborghini and stuff like that, and they're talking about investing, and then they think all of a sudden I'm going to be selling you a course on real estate. I don't have a course on real estate. I don't make money by asking you to pay for some book I wrote or some seminar that I give. That's not what I do. I do these YouTube videos because I believe that YouTube is the future for education and entertainment and content on demand. That's what I believe in the platform. So I'm investing my time in the YouTube platform, and by my channel growing, that's my payment. And for people, like, I had somebody tell me that they were listening to me, they bought the book, and they're changing their life because of my videos. That's my payment. So and I think whenever you do good by sharing whatever knowledge you have, you get that back tenfold. And in my life experience, that's what it's been. So anybody that knows me very well, they'll tell you, I'm a generous person. I share my stuff, whatever I'm doing, to see other people get ahead. So that helps me enjoy what I have more. So you guys think about that, and stay positive. If you're thinking about real estate, get this book, and feel free to ask me questions in the comments or make recommendations on what I should do next. That's Will Moss. Holla. One take.